start this meeting.
Takes you 3 days to send a text.
Today is August 26th,
Oh, wait, I printed that. Hold on.
the pre-meeting. Marcus, you all set?
No,
Okay.
it's Nick.
I'd like to start this meeting with Joe Beatrice. You'd like to introduce your guests?
Joe. They're gonna come up and talk to us.
They can issue that.
So we're gonna have a proclamation, on an honorary street sign, and they're gonna talk to us about it, and, then we'll present it, the proclamation in the beginning of the first.
Good evening.
7 o'clock meeting.
I'm Gene Quadrero, a South Utica resident. This is Father Joe. I don't think he needs any introduction. We're here tonight, and I think you may have seen it already. A proclamation was written up by Councilman Beatrice in honor of Anne Marie Martin, village inn proprietor. Back in the 90s, Anne was very, very instrumental in supporting Harbor Point. She put 2 Harbor Fests on. Also, she was president of the North Utica Merchants Association. She even did a flyover and did a video of the harbor back in the 90s. Unfortunately, Anne was much ahead of her time. National Grid and the state didn't catch up to her 30 years later. So this is a small memorandum of her. We're hoping to put a sign at Lee Street, which is adjacent to where her building was. She ran there for almost 2 decades. Again, we hope that we get the council support. Certainly, she's well-deserved. She's no longer with us. Her family is still living, her husband's living in Vegas, and we've got constant communication. She does have extended family here, big family. Her maiden name was Julio, and that rings a bell. There's a lot of Julios in this area, and a lot of relationships. Father Joe?
I think you've said it all or summed it up pretty well. So again, this would be a way of recognizing Anne Marie's commitment to our city and the hard work that she did for many years among us. And we just ask the council to consider the possibility of changing or adding to Lee Street the name of, I think it's Anne Marie Way.
Does everybody have a copy of the proclamation? Okay, so copies. So I appreciate your support, and I brought the divine intervention here to help me support this as well.
All right, thank you, Gene, Father Joe. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And we'll have you right up in 7 o'clock. Yep.
Thank you.
All right, I'd like to start this off by going through some new legislation that's coming in. The first one is from Councilman Colosimo Testa. It's a resolution urging the governor and in New York State legislator to provide additional resources, policy reforms, and support to municipalities addressing homeless, mental health, substance use disorders, public safety, and quality of life challenges. Would you like to speak on this?
Yeah, I mean, it's very self-explanatory in regards to, in regards to what the intent of this legislation is. I would like it to coincide with the ordinance regarding the synthetic marijuana and provide some type of financial help to maybe the police department or the city in regarding testing for the city. So we could hold on to this, just put it in committee, and then maybe pass both together. That's it.
All right, the second, Councilman Colosimo Testa, is an ordinance amending Article 2 of Chapter 2-23, streets, sidewalks, and public places. Go ahead.
So the mayor sent us some legislative agendas over the summer. One of them, we're amending the street, sidewalks, and public place ordinance. You'll see ordinance 2 and 3 are together. And that's it. The council got the email in regarding why he asked for these changes. Nick, I don't know if you want to speak on behalf of this.
I mean, I reviewed your change. I agree with the mayor's legislation that he pushed down here to you guys.
Well, he
The
didn't
only
push
one
down the
that- well,
legislation. This was my-
what he
he just asked.
recommended, yeah, I'm sorry, wrong words.
I think he wrote it.
But the only one thing that I read in here that I wish we could have discussion on before anything moves is the utilities, they're the biggest culprit.
Yeah.
It's not the residences so much. And the refundable deposit to them defeats the whole purpose of holding the money for the excavation to reconstruct the roads
So
after they're done.
I originally wrote this legislation, and the reason that we left the utility companies out, because at the time they told me that we couldn't charge utility companies because they were an entity to do that. So that's why that was left out,
Yeah.
but that was originally put in the legislation. I have no problem charging them, because I think
I
that
think
they're
it's
the
only fair.
biggest
National Grid
cause.
pays, Verizon pays.
Yeah.
What makes water authority so much different other than authority? And
It-
there is other legislation out there of other towns and cities that I did source that has a small provision that says we could charge them. And I think we should, because they're by far the most.
I'm not seeing that there was political motive, but we did include them to take out they had to take out a permit if they were doing a cut.
Yeah. the
But they
permits-
didn't have to reimburse or pay or follow the timeline, and that
Right.
was the biggest problem. Now, the only other thing that I have to ask regarding this legislation, do we actually have to amend, or who's going to draft the new permit application?
I mean, I would say, I would believe with helps of my department and legal.
Okay, because I had no problem drafting that permit, but if you guys are willing to take on that responsibility, once we
mean-
pass this, I would be okay with that.
I think more hands the merrier. I wouldn't mind everybody being involved, just
Okay.
so we get it right and we make it fair for everyone involved.
Okay, sounds good.
So are we voting on both of these or one or the other?
Well, we gotta make some changes on it, apparently,
So we don't need the permit to pass this?
to charge them.
So we don't need the actual permit to pass this yet, of what people will be filling out?
That's all you're doing is adding,
We're adding, but I'm also discussing modifying, removing, what is it? I think number 3, deadline timely excavation, it was something main line, where was the main line? Oh, number 1, non-refundable application. I just think there should be revisions inside there.
People would put them in committee so
I
they
would-
can fix them.
that's the original legislation, so that wasn't amended. So whatever you suggest, that's what I guess, I
I just don't
sent
want
it
to
to you
go
a
too
couple,
fast and make a mistake. If we
July
could
8th of 2026.
Move this to
So-
the next one so we can all have a
Yeah, we'll
conversation and
move
make
it.
it
Sure.
right.
And
You were
then,
invited
uh,
yesterday,
And
just for
then,
clarification.
Was
number
not
3, the
informed.
same, right?
So 2 and
Are
3
we
in
voting
committee.
or appointing a committee?
Committee.
Text message
Send that
is
down?
great for me.
Yeah, well, I didn't know, it was a little after the fact. But if you can, send me your recommendations, and I'll make an amendment to it to pass it at the next meeting.
Fair.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
The next one's number 4. This is approving Chapter 3-2 Administration, Article 2, Common Council Division Rules of Order.
This was the one Jack said DOA.
Yeah,
I would like
this-
to have further discussion on it in committee, because I think,
I'm gonna vote not to put it in committee.
okay, that's fine. That's
So
your
we'll-
one
we'll-
vote.
We will vote on that when it comes up to see if we want to put it in committee.
But just for clarification purposes, the reason that it was resubmitted was because there was a complaint that there was a process that the council has as far as legislation being presented to us. So if you're not going to at least entertain that legislation, then I would suggest that you actually amend your current rules of order so that it goes through the committee first instead of being presented to the actual council.
We'll meet with Joe on that, and maybe.
I'm not meeting with
can
Joe. I've already
discuss
given you the legislation,
it.
so
Anyways,
if you have any more
we will
complaints,
vote
that's
on
why.
this to see what we're gonna do with it.
Councilmember Messer has a-
Bob?
I thought this was in committee already. We didn't discharge it.
That's
No.
Joe's.
That's Joe.
Okay. Next one is
We're gonna
E
put this in committee then, right?
No, I'm gonna vote it out of committee. I'm not gonna put it in committee.
I don't
Well,
know.
you can vote,
Okay.
you can vote yes,
We
Joe.
should,
Fifth time we
we should be
should.
able to have a nice discussion.
Well, we've had it for the last year and a half,
Right.
okay? So,
See how
it is,
nice last night's meeting
yeah,
was?
that was a committee of
That
the whole,
wasn't
Joe
that
ran
nice.
it. That's fine, anybody can call
Yeah,
it.
I thought it was only 3.
So we need a transfer. This is proposed ordinance number 5, you need a transfer. Katie, any issue on this?
No, this one was just to cover the minority women-owned business grants for the, I think it's out of the.
So this is a
CDBG
go,
funds.
right?
Yeah, it's all
Okay,
set.
we're good.
You got my stuff.
Anybody have an issue on it? Okay. Next one is a resolution encouraging the business retention and continued operation of BJ's Wholesale Club in North Utica.
So Joe just had a couple, he wanted to make an amendment to that, which I had no problem.
Where is that, though? I don't even.
It's number
It's number
six.
6. It's right in the big pile, Joe, number 6.
Right now?
I don't have the six.
Oh, I think you. Yeah,
Okay.
not now.
Would you like mine?
You can't do it, okay. I'll find mine.
Okay, wait, I got it. There we go. I got it.
You got it? All right.
Yeah, well, I got another copy.
All right. The only thing I talked to Sam about, because we didn't, when she drafted this and told me about it, and I agreed with her, but we didn't really realize, that nobody said anything to us. She did this a couple weeks ago. Nobody told us that they met with them, and I just would like to take some of the wording out of there and make it, saying if the administration and certain people already talked to them, there's no use putting all those requests in. I'd like to more or less make it that, hey, we value you as our customer, and we care about the city of Utica, and we don't want you to leave. But some of this stuff here, and I can't really see, where am I here?
I think you take out the last 3 resolves and just be,
Yeah.
be it further resolved that the City of Utica Common Council encourages BJ's Wholesale to stay in the City of Utica.
Right, that's it.
All right, so we could pass this tonight. When we bring it forward, you could just do the amendments
I'll
on it
let
forward.
Sam,
All right?
I'll let her talk it, yes.
So that one, we're gonna try to pass that today, all right? Next one, proclamation, memorializing Anne Marie Martin.
Yep.
Everybody's good on that, right? Yeah. By the way, yell at us, we don't.
Jack, you would like to make that full council?
Yes,
Yes,
I'd like you
please,
guys
thank
to
you.
all make
That'd be
it full
full
council.
council. Thank you, Bob, on that. Next one is ordinance waiving the residency requirement for the position of GIS analyst. Can maybe the engineer speak to us on that?
Yeah, Audrey started in urban renewal as a planner a year ago, 6 months ago. She has lived downtown, longtime boyfriend, they're moving in together into his house to save some money so they can move on to the next chapters of their life. Unfortunately, that is in Rome, not in Utica. But she's an asset to my team. She's been producing mapping that we haven't had in 20 years, and to see her leave over residencies would be harmful.
Is the mayor okay with this?
Yeah, I mean, he's.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Did he give his signature for the public hearing for the police officer waiver residency yet? Did the mayor give his signature for the public hearing yet? Okay, then I don't see how it's fair. I mean, I would hold that into committee until we know for sure if we're waiving residency for people or not.
Okay, well, I'll be one more person short, so.
I mean, I just think that we just
Is
need
she
the
currently
signature for the
working
public
here?
hearing.
Yeah,
Yes, for a
yeah,
long time.
she's been here a year.
All right, so she can still work here. We're just gonna, until, we'll waive it once she's, I don't know, I mean, how do you want to work it? Tell her not to come to work?
I would never do that to somebody.
Well, that's
Why
what
would I
mean.
do that? No, I want
How do we-
you
I just
to
think
How do we
pass
work
this
through this
residency
then?
so she can continue to, with her life
I just
and
think that we
work
need the
for
public
us.
hearing signature, and that would be okay, just to make sure that the legislation we pass, and we're not doing one and we're doing for the other.
Okay,
But
so we're-
regardless, if he doesn't sign it, it's gonna go through.
But he's got to sign a signature for the public.
Just so I'm clear, until that, she can't move?
She's gonna have to live in your house.
Oh, that's awesome.
Making a point, I wouldn't hold up somebody's life for that,
It's gonna
okay?
pass.
It's gonna pass, but just for clarification purposes,
Fair.
that's,
So are
What
we voting
happens from
on it?
now
it's
till
really not
then?
fair. I would pass it.
Well, listen, I don't know, Mr. President, go ahead, say again.
We're trying to get the residency, to waive the residency for the police officers. I mean, every time all these departments, they keep coming, we gotta waive the residency. As a council, we should probably think about just waiving the residency for the entire
That's-
city,
that's-
because it's not fair to the
That's a
individuals
completely,
that live here.
that's a referendum item, number one.
Okay.
And number two, we did it
Well,
the way we were supposed
if it's
to.
a
And that's all
referendum,
I'm
you're
saying
going
is that
against
the
what
mayor
the
can't hold
public-
other entities to something when he supports this. That's all I'm saying.
Can-
And I wouldn't hold it against her, so I.
Can
I
our
just
legal
wanted to prove
office
my point.
explain why the mayor hasn't signed it yet? Has he mentioned it to you?
I'm not aware of the status, so that is not
Okay.
something that I know at
Disregard that.
this time. So I can't really comment on
All
whether
right.
he's signed or not.
Well, maybe we could send a note to the mayor and ask him why,
So can I
Why he
ask
hasn't
a
signed it
question to the, so now, when that goes to the mayor, as long as it's not vetoed and he doesn't sign it, it's basically passed, correct?
We still need a signature on the public hearing in order for it to go through. That he held the public
So
hearing.
there's a difference between the signature of a public hearing and the signature of
Yes.
approval, right?
Yes.
Okay.
this is my thought on this.
Okay.
We're gonna put this in committee, but of course you
let's
could.
vote on this.
No,
But-
Jack, don't do
I
that,
don't
No,
think-
Joe.
don't hold it up for
Don't
this
do that.
girl.
I was just trying to prove a point. I wouldn't hold up
Don't
somebody's
do that.
life.
We're
Well,
not
now you're
gonna-
confusing me.
I'm not
I thought-
confusing
I
you.
thought you didn't want, okay,
No.
so we're gonna vote on this,
I'm not
right?
confusing
Yes.
you.
All right.
Just put your signature
We're gonna
on the public
go,
hearing.
full council on this then?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
Everybody
not
good
gonna
with
hold
that?
everybody up first.
You confused? I am. All right. The next one is a resolution authorizing the execution of a brownfield cleanup program. Brian, did you want to mention that again at all, or?
Yes, the city is working with the State Department of Environmental Conservation on entering into a brownfield cleanup program for the former Mealy site in West Utica.
And we have a car dealership that's supposed to be going in there. Is that still going, or?
Yes, it is,
Okay.
and we're working with him on,
The cleanup aspect.
yes.
And the cleanup cost? Who's that going
Paid
to?
for by
The
the
city
grant.
received a grant, a federal grant through the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency for $3.8 million, which will pay for the cleanup.
That will cover the whole
Yes.
amount. Very good. I'm good with this. Everybody go with it?
Yes.
Okay, it's an okay for me. Dennis, you good? All right, you looked a little,
Tired.
all right. Ordinance authorizing the sale of 8 code enforcement department vehicles.
So I can just touch on this.
Thank you.
There's a number of vehicles that are sitting that are not usable. Engineering approached our office. They have titles for all of the vehicles, or their office is typically responsible for that. They're beyond their useful life. They're just looking to get rid of them. I think a lot of them are not even really worth repair or salvageable, so.
Is this gonna go to auction? We're gonna put them out for auction?
I mean,
No, that was one of the issues. So there's several issues with the vehicles because they've been there so long. There were titles misplaced, and we'd have to refile for the title. The
I got 'em.
administrative
I got
costs
titles.
of getting it to the point where we could put it up to auction isn't worth what the vehicles would yield us in auction. We just want to pay somebody to get them the hell out of there after 15 years.
So how do you get them out of there?
well, we have the titles now, we could,
You
I
gonna
mean,
throw them to a
Vincent's could come
scrapyard
and
and
get
sell
them,
them for
yeah,
the metal?
that could happen, yep.
Yeah, we're just gonna, we took 3 bids, 2 years ago I took 3 bids from 3 different scrap yards as far as 90 miles away. The cheapest one was local. I'm not gonna name businesses because we're gonna have to put out bids, but whoever can take them is just gonna take them.
But it's,
We could also do an as-is auction on them,
yeah, it's however
as-is where
Do they
it's,
run?
the ordinance authorizes
not all of them, some of them are missing keys.
the mayor or ever his representative to determine what the most valuable it is for the city, if any, and then it gets approved by ENA. So if auction is the best avenue, they'll do that. If it's not, then scrap, then they'll do that.
Yeah, I just want the space that they.
Some of these
are
cars got
taking.
windows broken out. We don't have keys in some of them.
Yeah, but, I mean.
We've
if-
tried to
if
fix-
they
Listen,
don't-
all we wanna know is how you're gonna get rid of them.
Right.
Let us know when you finally figure out how you're gonna get rid of them, and how much money we're getting for them. That's stuff we need to know.
Yeah, the plan, okay. I don't know if that's still the case. The plan was a year ago, 2 years ago, we called people to come take them off our hands. Some people wanted to charge us to take them off our hands. And if we got nothing, I personally think we would take even. I'll show you the cars.
But, I mean, we can't pass them unless you let us know what you're
Because
gonna
there's
do.
gonna be, the cars are just gonna sit in the garage. They haven't moved and,
So the ordinance, the only thing the ordinance does is it authorizes the sale of them. ENA still has to prove the actual disposition.
Okay, so we're saying you could sell them. I don't have a problem with that. We're not, they could sell them, and then it's
Yeah, I
gotta go
guess.
to ENA, and we gotta know what it is anyways.
If it's auction or it's scrap, it's still a sale, we're still getting.
So we're just giving you permission to sell them.
Right.
How many
And-
cars does
And
the
you're gonna
department have
report
now?
back to us how you did it.
How many cars does the department have now? Is everybody's stock. It's
How
just
many did I
that's-
get you? You got 4.
How many are in our fleet that we're using?
That are like workable, yeah.
That are,
Engineer 7.
the cars, listen, no, because the alternative is the cars are just sitting in the parking garage forever.
No, those cars are
So,
beyond repair.
but the ones that
No,
are
I
in
know
our
these ones
fleet,
are.
in
I
our
just
fleet,
wanted
I
to know
have,
because-
hang on, in our fleet, I
They're full.
have,
They're stacked.
right
Yeah.
now, 12 officers that go, Nick, I have 12 officers that go in the field. Right now, I have 12 working cars and 2 that are kind of working. So there's 14 cars. And when one breaks, we use one of the other ones, and I have a consultant that comes in sometimes. So that's what I have in my fleet. These cars have long been not being used.
All right, so you're gonna sell them,
I'm gonna
we'll vote on it, all right?
Yep.
All right. Okay, next thing is, Councilman Beatrice, authorize a fence permit,
So
on
this is,
16
this
Harbor
is,
Point Road.
yeah, this is, and Marcus could talk better on it. This is for a construction company that's working down at the harbor, and they have, it's to protect their equipment. There's some, Marcus, what else did they tell us was back there? There's
Yeah, so,
radio.
so there's 2 parts of this fence that are irregular, and they have to go to the council because they're against current ordinances. One is that it's an 8-foot high fence, which you guys have done a million times, your standard, like in special circumstances, there's 8-foot high fence. The difference in this one is that there's razor wire at the top, or barbed wire at the top, and whenever we do that, we gotta go to the council, that's against ordinance. They said that they need them because it's a train, repair station, and they have fuels and things that could be dangerous. It's really close to the National Grid plant. National Grid already has barbed wire at the top of their fence.
Right.
And so
It's no
it
different.
matches what's around there. It's really not in a neighborhood, and they
Right,
wanna
so
protect
is
their
that-
assets.
Who's the
Uh,
owner?
It's up to you guys. I think it's,
It's the
I don't wanna be wrong. I think it's Adirondack Scenic.
I mean, the only thing, you gotta add the name into it. We can't just say the owner of
Right,
16
I just-
Harbor
I
Point
said
Road.
that too.
Yeah, I think it's, I can look it up now, but I think it's Adirondack.
If you can, we'll
Scenic
just make an
Road.
amendment on the floor.
It
with the
is
name. What is it?
Adirondack Scenic Railroad.
Okay, then we
Can we
just
make
gotta
that
add it.
amendment?
We're gonna make it on the
Adirondack-
floor.
All right, next one, resolution
Just really,
approving,
really quick, Jack, I just had a quick question. How big is the property? Do we know?
I can find out. It's all in our assessment data. They just asked for a bigger fence and barbed wire at the top.
And this is permanent, right?
This
Councilman
is
Beach just
permanent,
mentioned
yeah.
for construction, but it's a,
No, it's a
wondering
permanent fence. It's to
Right?
protect the
Okay.
assets inside of the rail yard.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which are hidden. You can't see it from the street.
They're up.
Right.
Oh, they've had
I'm
tons of
sure they
problems.
do,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And the, like,
Around that little loop, then you can see where they're talking about.
the thing he said, and I don't, you guys can do whatever you want. It's an ordinance. It's up to you. I don't have, I'm indifferent. They gotta go to the council. The thing that he said that convinced me is there's already fence around there that looks like it, so it wouldn't be unique. And that they have,
Right.
Fuel.
National Grid just has the same thing.
yeah, and so
Right.
it fits in the character of where he is, and the fuel is worth protecting, because if somebody tries to stay hot or warm or something, it could be a bomb, you know.
Yep.
so I guess we're good with this, right?
Yes.
All right. Next one is a resolution approving the shelter rent agreement for the Mayfield Reforge Housing Development Fund Corporation.
And we have Jack Spaeth here, I'm pretty sure that's Chris sitting next to him, and then Miss Williams from Section 8 is here as well. So if we can invite all 3 up to the center table, and whoever wants to give a presentation, just answer some questions, that would be helpful. Doesn't she have too much of a conflict of interest to be sitting there taking pictures? I mean, it's just ridiculous.
All right, well, thank you for coming. What I'll do is we'll go around real quick. We'll start with Marcus.
Well, I mean, we had a 2.5 hour long meeting yesterday, so I kind of just want to give a breakdown. What happened at yesterday's meeting, we invited Mr. Spaeth here to go over the housing development project on behalf of Housing Visions. Some of the questions that were brought up, Mr. Spaeth couldn't answer. We asked, Chris, what is your last name? I'm sorry. Trevisani. We asked Mr. Trevisani to come in to speak on behalf of Housing Visions, to kind of discuss the development process, procedures, and what the council's actually approving. in that discussion that we had yesterday, one of the concerns was because Section 8 houses some of these people in housing visions, would they provide assistance in rehousing some of these folks that are having trouble finding new homes? So that's, what was your question then? Because didn't you ask Section 8 to be here? Okay, so, but I'm just giving an understanding of why Ms. Williams is here, taking time out of her night in such short notice, so I appreciate that, but that's why I asked you to be here, because that's what was discussed last night. With that said, if you guys don't mind, I would appreciate just a little introduction, like Jack said, an introduction of your names, but that's all I wanted to say, so go ahead. Just kind of let.
Yep, Jack Spaeth, Economic Development Program Specialist for the City of Utica and Executive Director for the IDA.
I'm Chris Trevisani, Vice President of Business Development for Housing Visions.
Linda Williams, Section 8, a housing representative.
Well, thank you all for coming, and I'll move it to Heather now.
Hi, how are you guys? Sorry. Myself. How many apartments are going to be, how many are there total that are going to be demolished or redone?
So right now we're looking to re-syndicate our 7 of our earlier 9% low-income housing tax credit projects. So it's
Okay.
Mayfield 1 through 4, Kemmleton, Keppel Square, and Willow Commons. Of those projects, there are 147 total units.
Go ahead.
So of those units, we're looking to demolish 13 structures. 9 of them were in the historic district, so we did go to the historic commission. We got approval to demolish those 9.
You can continue.
Where's that gonna be located?
There's 45 properties, so they're.
Judge,
What is the location of that?
just give him the general area.
Oneida Street,
Judge,
mostly in the Cornhill area.
Judge, they're already in existence. They're demoing.
I understand that, but I understand it to be repairs to dilapidated properties, things of that nature. Is that correct?
Yes,
Yeah. But that also is low-income housing, right?
correct.
Okay.
So 13 will be demolished, and then 20 will be.
Now, we're talking about Mayfield, right?
Yes.
In the ordinance, it talks about no taxes. That's really not accurate. There is no city-county school, I don't know about school, but there is rents that are paid percentages to the city, isn't that correct? That we get percentages in lieu of taxes?
Correct.
Yeah. And
Similar to
you know
what we're
that
asking for.
percentage is?
You said, what are those percentages?
For the existing agreements, I don't have it off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
Well, you see, we have the resolution, but there's never anything attached. So when I saw no taxes at all, I talked to Charlie Brown. I said, he said, well, it's in the contract about what the city receives. I said, okay, if it's in the contract and we are receiving monies, if it's in the contract that we are receiving in lieu of taxes monies from the rents, then we are receiving money. But it isn't tax money. It's a different form of revenue. Am I correct about that?
You're correct. On some of the earlier projects, the Mayfields, for example, we did have an agreement in place, but they've been around so long, those agreements have expired, and now we're under the 581A.
Well, I want you to know that Mr. Brown, who told me he couldn't be here tonight, that you would explain that to the council if I raised the question. And I guess you have.
I hope
At least to my
Yes.
satisfaction. Thank you very
We are paying
much.
taxes on every property, if that's the question.
Thank you. Go ahead.
All right.
So out of the 147, are they all, what kind of help are we providing them? Or are they all being told that they need to leave and find a new place to live? What are we doing for the 147 families that?
So of the 147 units, there are about 30 to 40 that are currently vacant right now.
Say again? I didn't hear you.
40 of the 147 are vacant.
Okay.
So we're not
Okay, so,
re-putting people in there because we're.
okay, so 107.
Correct.
Okay. What are
So
the?
of the 107, 11 of them have received what's called a general information notice or a GIN notice, where they moved in within the past year or so, where they were notified that this project is happening. So in the event that this project closes and we're under construction, that, you know, they won't be renewing their lease when it expires.
Okay.
The other 96, we are following the HUD Universal Relocation Assistance Act.
What is that?
Where we have, right now, we have 3 case managers that are meeting with all 97 residents' families, providing relocation education, finding new housing for them based on their household composition and their income levels, and then providing financial assistance to relocate. So, so as of today, I just got an update from my team. We've already moved 8 families already. There are 15 that have identified housing, and they're in the process of going, and I believe there's another 12 that are kind of in the next level. So we have one gentleman, Zach, who's the lead. He comes in just about every day, reaches out to the current tenants and interviews them. So we look at, based on what their current lease time is, what the construction schedule is for our project. You know, within 120 days, we'll kind of start that relocation process. Some are beyond that, so we're just making them aware. And then once 90 days comes, then we'll really start hunting and looking them for new housing.
How many days do they have till they all have to be out? I know it's different for each.
It's different for each one.
Yeah.
So, you know, we'll try to get them housed as soon as possible. But, you know, if,
I feel like that's a lot of people still left to find housing for, and we have a lack of Section 8 housing in this city. So I was just curious on.
yeah, not everyone is a Section 8 tenant.
Okay, okay. Or affordable. All right.
But we're pretty confident, based on the 3 case managers that we have, that we'll find housing for all 96. Whether it's another Housing Visions property, we have raised great relationships with other landlords and other property managers in the city. So we're pretty confident that we will house everyone.
Okay, thank you.
Linda, do you have any more information in regards to that? So I just, if you wanted to touch
We're
base.
just worried there's not enough affordable housing for our tenants.
And you're worried about Section 8 component only?
Right,
Okay.
yeah.
And how, do you know off the top of your hand how many?
No, not,
Okay.
right now, I don't know exactly.
All right.
But I could find out.
But you are working with them?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And I understand that they are gonna reimburse them.
Correct.
But they had to come up with the money up front. And
We're
our
coming up with
ten,
it.
yeah, but the tenants don't have the money up to come up front, pay security deposit, moving expenses.
We're paying.
Yeah, but they have to pay for it up front and get the receipts to you. Guess
No,
I was-
we're not doing that. We're providing that for them. We're giving it to them so they can, or
Can you?
based on the tenant, we can get their new landlord's name and provide the security deposit directly to them. So if it's easier for them, we can do that as well.
Okay, maybe I'm just misinformed, because I was told that they had to provide receipts
Nope.
for everything, and then they get reimbursed.
Well, I'm glad I got you at the table anyway.
So we can, if you want, we can meet with you every week or bi-weekly, whatever your schedule is. I have 3 people there, at least 1 every day.
Mhm.
If you want to schedule up a certain day of the week or day of the month to go over our list, we're happy to do that as well.
Sounds good?
Okay?
All right, meeting adjourned.
All right, Joe, any questions?
No, I'm good.
Dennis?
What did you say earlier? You gave them about a year notice when they, when you would be doing this? Is that what you said? It was about a year?
Some have GIA notices, people who moved in within
Yeah.
the last year. Some have already been
Somebody
living
else.
in there for 10 years or so.
Yeah, because we asked Jack a lot of questions last night. I felt bad for him for a little bit because
That's
we were
why he didn't
asking him
answer
stuff.
for a little bit.
He might not.
Looks a little worn out.
But
That's why he
my
didn't say
my
it.
last question, and I think you answered it, was, did they get proper notice of, the upcoming, that they had to leave the houses? And I think you answered, they said a year, about a year. Okay. So that's all I had.
And we'll follow the HUD guidelines. There's certain boilerplate notices that we've
Yeah.
given out already.
Okay.
Again, we can share it with whoever at the city wants to participate.
All right, thank you.
Joe?
Yeah, thanks for coming in. Just to first follow up with on Councilman Urban's question, what was the component you mentioned about the 120 days? I didn't quite catch that.
So within 120 days of when we think we're gonna work on their unit is when they get another notice, and we'll really start looking to find new property for them.
Okay.
'Cause anything earlier than that, to find an apartment is almost, the timing isn't ideal.
And you mentioned you were able to successfully relocate 8 families so far, is that what you
Right,
mentioned?
8 are already relocated, 15 have already identified new properties, and we're just going through that process.
Okay.
And another 12 are close.
Okay. And looking at these estimated construction start dates from the Excel spreadsheet we were provided, it looks like maybe 14 or 15 of the 47 are set to begin construction within the next 60 to 90 days. Does that sound right? Maybe a third?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have those notices gone out?
Yeah, most of them are already
Okay.
vacant.
And so let's talk about pilot payments for a bit. And so my understanding is during the construction period, payments will be made in the amount of $50,000 per year, I think paid quarterly. So do we know the dollar figure that the city received from the entities through the pilot program? Like, for example, last year, how much
For last
how much
year,
did the
what
city collect in
Right.
payment in lieu of taxes? Do we have that figure anywhere?
No, I didn't
I
have
don't
it.
have that.
All right,
Correct, sorry.
just following up, and then any information pro forma or projecting into the future what that dollar figure would be? Because part of what we do as the council each budget year is we try to look at how much money is going to be coming in through pilot programs, through projected taxes, property taxes. That way we can determine what we as a council either have to make tough decisions on cutting, or if we understand that a good amount is coming in through these pilot programs that we're able to project, and then we understand, well, we can leave a certain department without making any cuts. So that's always helpful information. So I don't know if we have that information or have those projections just moving forward, so we'll be able to look at it and as a council get together and understand what we could see coming in down the line. That's all.
All set, Joe?
Yep.
Jack, I go on, just one question. I'm
Go ahead.
sorry, Emmett. So, last night, that's why I didn't ask anything, because I went through it last night. So, just confirm my thoughts. In the beginning, we're charging 8.75, and then as the time goes on, they're gonna be getting, it's gonna be 7% all the way through, correct? 8.25.
8.25, I think it breaks down, I don't have the numbers.
And that's-
Percentage, but
Yeah, and that's where the money out of the pilot money comes from, correct?
And that's less utilities, so
Right,
you have to
right.
subtract the utility costs
Okay.
from that.
So that's where we're coming from.
Correct.
And you went with the higher end up front to start with, and then at the end, going through the last 4 years,
Correct.
it's gonna be down to 7% until it
And then
forever.
it'll be done.
It'll be done, okay.
You good, Joe?
And once it's done, they go right on the tax base,
Correct.
correct? Okay.
Well, 30 years, I think it is, isn't it?
No, it's 5 years on the pilot, right? 7%?
No,
30 years.
There's 6 sets of 5-year increments.
Oh, okay, 5
Right.
increments,
That
okay.
come down, so it's 8 and a quarter.
Okay.
8, 7, 7 something, 7 something.
Okay, all right.
Bob?
No, I have no question. Jack did a great job explaining that the 8 and a quarter, the 7.50, broke it down by the years, and you did a great job last night, I want to thank you.
Thank you.
Katie?
Yeah, my only question is, do we know what the current wait list is for Section 8 housing?
Estimate between 2 to 3 years.
And how many do we have on it right now?
I would say about, on our program, about 2,000.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Not
then
just, yeah.
I know we got
No,
the,
2,000 we have an estimate right now, yeah.
okay. I know the wait list has gotten down from about 5 years, but it's,
Yeah, it
you
used
guys
to
have been
be
working
5
hard,
years,
but, yeah, thank you. So, good to know. That's all.
I just had one question. It was, you said that, I took a look at this, if there's 107 houses, let's say there's 3 in a house, that's like 331 people that are gonna be without a place to live. But you were, not really. So, Right, let me finish, Stan, all right? So, well, now, you had mentioned, being that said, you had mentioned that you're having problems finding the people, you know,
Affordable housing.
yeah.
Right.
Have you actually taken a look at how many you're actually gonna need as compared to what's available right at this time?
Well, as our tenants get their notices, they come in, we give them, we sit with them, we give them the relocation paperwork, and we'll, any type of, like information we have on any units, we'll give them. And sometimes the mailers post them on the board, but the amounts of rents are really high that they're asking for these units. And we have to go within the fair market rents for the tenants.
Right.
And a lot of them are over the fair market rents where they can't rent them. Sometimes we can negotiate the rent down lower. Sometimes the landlords don't want to negotiate.
So what happens if you have, let's say you got 20 people on Section 8, 20 families and say that you can't find a home for them, what happens then?
They usually do find housing, just that they might have to go to something that they don't want to move into temporarily. And then maybe when the year's up, when their lease is up, they'll look for something else.
Then you feel comfortable with that?
I don't know.
Well, I didn't think you would.
No.
But so there is an issue here, I think,
yeah.
coming near the
Affordable
end of
housing,
this,
yeah.
that we are gonna have some families out there that are gonna be struggling to find a place to
Right,
live.
Exactly, especially a lot of our housing, we used to contact Housing Visions was the first people that we would contact our tenants. And now they're gonna be having to move. It's gonna be hard.
Well, all I say on this is maybe you guys could work on it now instead of when it turns into an emergency. Start working on, maybe you guys could work together on this and
Yeah, I mean, we
try to
are-
come with a plan. That way, you know, you're not really getting stuck with all these people that don't have a house to live in. All right?
Chris,
Yep.
can you assure me, when this is going on, they may not like where they're going, but nobody's gonna be out in the street? Can you assure me of that?
Yep.
Can you assure this council of that?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I got one more question for Linda too, now that you're here. They actually brought up some great points about affordable housing. I mean, I know that we've approved probably, God, hundreds of millions of dollars in affordable housing inside the city. And what does it come to? Can they afford those affordable housing units? How much is a typical rent in the new housing units that have been produced?
They tend to get on the internet and look and see what the payment standards are. And it seems like the landlords are raising their rents to the payment standard or higher. Okay?
And that even goes with like affordable housing units that the
Yeah.
city of Utica has
Yeah.
approved?
I
Okay.
won't mention which ones, but yes.
Yes, okay. So again, the reason why I like Housing Vision's vision is because they rehab homes inside neighborhoods. And I think that's a huge, I wouldn't support this if this was a single unit of one apartment building. I think that that's not, obviously you could see that's happening inside the city, that those affordable units are not affordable, no matter who's in them. But I appreciate Housing Vision's, again, vision on that.
And we've kind of seen what you're talking about here in the city, across the state and other communities that we're in. And 5 years ago, we created a supportive housing arm of Housing Visions, where we get some funds for eviction prevention, other case management services. So we're moving towards what we're calling services for all. So not, you know, some properties have a certain quote-unquote set aside for a supported population. We're trying to provide that for everyone. So,
And Chris,
so
can
we
you,
have 3 managers.
can you kind of touch base on,
We gotta move on.
I get you gotta move on, but that's why, luckily he's not here at the 7 o'clock meeting because you really wouldn't have time to talk to him. But the one last thing that I have is, one of the visions that you guys, and I always appreciated, is that you try to go to owner-occupied homes. And a Hope 6 project was a huge initiative that Housing Visions actually started. The one question that I have is, how come you don't have that same thought process behind these homes to become with than you do the Hope 6 project? If that's a question you can answer.
Quick answer is there's $7 million of debt that we can't get out of
Okay.
with New York State Housing Trust Fund.
All right, is everybody good on this?
Oh, we don't, the
Joe?
city
Just
doesn't.
a quick one.
Yeah.
Sorry, just because Section 8 is here and I just wanted to confirm. So I think the statement was not all occupants out of the 147 units were Section 8. Do we have a percentage or number on which are roughly-ish?
No,
Just to-
I could find out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, just to get an idea for us to take a look at. We appreciate it.
That's fine.
And I understand that you'll do repairs on the unit if they're still in the unit until they have to move.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
There's some units that I gotta talk to somebody over at House of Visions that we've held the rent with the repairs. that
Okay,
we've
yeah, we
done.
can,
All right, but we do have to move on, and please
yes. we
keep
will.
your conversation going here.
Okay.
All right, thank you. We good on this, everyone?
Yep, I'm good.
All right, we're good on this.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
All right, next one is honoring Post 229 American Legion District 5 champions. Samantha?
Thank you.
The only thing that I was gonna say is that if we don't get through the next 15 minutes, we can adjourn our
All right,
pre-meeting
yeah,
and then
go
start
ahead.
again. So, that's it.
You good with this, guys? Everybody good with this?
Yes.
All right. No, it's all we have. Next one is resolution authorizing the 2026-27 solid waste service charge. Any questions on this? Engineering, anything on this? We good?
Solid waste, yeah.
Are you happy with it?
For solid waste? Yeah, great.
Super excited.
All right, any questions on this?
No,
There's nobody here to answer them, but.
they sent down the paperwork.
Okay, we're good. Next one is intersection where a stop is required. Councilman Heather Wazlewski, it's,
In place, there's been several accidents, over the last year.
okay.
So
Are we good? Everybody good with that? All right, let's move on. Next one, E&A transfer. Katie?
Yeah, this one is for, okay, I'm not gonna, yeah, this one's for, to take over,
Contracted services, police admin
yeah, it's
contracted
LB
services.
Security will be taking over the front desk instead of the police officers when they install the wall, vestibule, whatever they wanna call it.
So they're taking money out of
Structure.
that and so they could,
In the entrance
so
of
they
City
could
Hall.
put the security system in, correct?
Yep, and it's, looks like it'll be $7,083 a month. So this
Okay.
is what this is supposed to cover for the rest of the year. It's coming out of police
Are you
admin
happy with
contracted
it?
services. I'm not happy with it,
Well,
but
you're
it's the
good,
mayor's
right?
initiative, so
All right,
yes.
you good? Okay, we're good.
Two different things.
Sorry. Don't get mad at me. We gotta move on. Unless you have to say something.
no, I was just curious on why she wasn't happy with it, so.
Well, she's never happy.
No, I am happy. I'm happy when there's no wall in the entrance to City
I
Hall.
don't want a wall.
All right, so, next one is, grant application to National Fitness, campaign. Brian, you real quick on it?
Yeah, I touched on this last night towards the end of the meeting. The city received a $50,000 grant from National Fitness Campaign to put a fitness facility on what has been the handball court at Kemble Park. They're just asking, National Fitness Campaign is just asking for your endorsement of receiving that money and
All right.
moving ahead with the project.
Thank you. Everybody good?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, next one is, Councilwoman and Testa, resolution providing, for public hearing on a zoning text amendment. What's this about?
So I can talk about this. There's a couple pieces of legislation amending the zoning text. The first is to address change within the zoning code. There's nothing that gives someone the power to actually interpret what the zoning code says. It was included in the really old zoning code, but it was left out of the new zoning code, and we've had some issues with who makes the actual final determination as far as interpretation. So that's one of them. So that's calling for a public hearing with respect to that amendment. And there's two pieces actually, and then the other zoning text amendment relates to,
That's number 19, ordinance amending, section 229 Utica City Code ordinances.
yeah, that's just to clean up, that's just to clarify, because I moved the section where it actually says the interpretation.
All right, everybody good?
What are we amending in the text amendment on date for today?
So the planning board did make their recommendation with this. They recommended to approve that, so that can be added. That planning board met yesterday to and made a positive recommendation for the amendment. But you need to call for a public hearing at your next either regular meeting or
Thank you.
next upcoming meeting.
All right, can you go discuss the next one too, number 20? Be adorned at section 2-29-31 Code of Ordinance is hereby amended.
Again, that's just clarifying that I'm striking the interpretation because that's causing some confusion, and I moved it to its own section in proposed ordinance number 19.
Okay, and number 21, is that the chicken one?
Yes.
All right, I gotta tell you right now, I'm gonna vote against putting this in committee I don't think the city of Utica should have chickens. We have roosters running around now, we have cats chasing chickens all over the place. I will, when this gets voted on, I will be voting down this particular legislation. All right?
Yeah, likewise, I think my concerns are.
Next one is the ordinance amending
We'll
section
talk down.
229-7 of the zone entitled agricultural urban.
Same thing.
So,
22,
I'm not
21 and 22.
I'm not gonna
are the
vote
same.
that in as well.
Can I just make a suggestion? You
Yeah.
just remove your name, remove my name, then it stays without a sponsor, and it doesn't even
We can
have to
just
be
vote it
voted
down.
on.
The, well, we can do that, huh?
Just don't tie yourself to death
All right. So how do we do that, Tim? We just say remove our names from this?
She knows a lot.
Well,
It
she's
needs
not
a
stupid.
sponsor.
It's a pain in the neck, but she's not stupid.
Pretty good.
All right, so we're gonna remove our names from them.
So
From
we're not
these-
even gonna vote on it then.
Right. The ordinance adding section for the chicken, that'd be 11, 22,
No.
11, 21, I
21 and
apologize.
20.
21 and 22,
24.
and 23, 23, 24, hold on, and 25. Take our names off of those.
So, doesn't even come up when we're reading through,
Right,
it's gone,
exactly.
okay.
The next one is resolution canceling the September 2nd, 2026 common council meeting. Is everybody good with that, or what's the story on
And
that?
we'll just meet again on our regular scheduled meeting, September 16th.
Right,
Okay.
all right.
I'm not okay with it, but just, we've got a lot of stuff, 30 pieces, and. yeah,
The next
thank
one
you.
is
Hang
authorizing.
on one
the-
second. The only thing I'm gonna say,
Joe,
next year,
Joe, when we vote on it.
No, no. Oh,
Let's just
okay.
get through
All
this.
right.
All
All
right,
right.
the next one, authorizing sale of beer and wine to St. Anthony, St. Agnes Church. That is gonna be September 26th and September 27th. Everybody good? All right. Next one is ordinance amending section 2-28-14 of the city code of ordinance. Bob, your name's on that.
What number you working at?
It's 28.
I've had several phone calls from different tow companies that they're having a difficult time collecting the storage, because in our registration, it says $45, and I was under the assumption, like they were, it was 85. So they wanted to increase it or make an amendment to have the changes from the 45 to the 85, and they were getting outside storage, 85. Inside, there was a mention of, I believe it was
Can we go through this all the
$65,
time?
and it should have been over the $100 mark.
Okay, we're gonna put this in committee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the chief of police has got to be here to discuss this.
Okay.
There was a
All right,
reason
Bob?
that was.
Thank
And
you.
also, yeah, last time.
Next one is
Wait,
ordinance.
Jack, one
extend-
second.
All right, go ahead.
Councilman, sorry. The last time we discussed this on the floor, it was decided, we all saw it was gonna be $85 on this, and we did the comparables of $95 in Rome and
Well-
elsewhere, so.
Okay, we'll put it in committee and then
Yep.
we'll bring it out and vote on it. All
We'll have a
right?
meeting.
We'll just, at least we could discuss it. Next one, ordinance extending the moratorium on the battery storage facility. Samantha, you got an amendment on that?
I actually submitted this, I put an additional 60 days, so whatever amendments you guys got, you got 60 days to do it, so.
So.
Did you put it in here?
Yeah.
So the only thing I will add is, it's gonna be about a year, if not a year, since we've done this, so I would highly recommend that the council needs to take action one way or the other, however they're going to act. There's obviously legislation sitting in committee, that was prepared by, my office, as well in conjunction with, Urban, that's been sent to planning board, but the council needs to act,
So-
because we are pushing our time limits for
Jack.
moratoriums.
So why don't we right now schedule before our next council meeting, a 5 o'clock committee meeting to go over this?
We've got to go over a lot of things, so I was planning on
Yeah,
scheduling
let's,
a
Right.
meeting.
hang on, let's get through this. And
Oh.
we're gonna put, listen, I think myself and Councilman Bitar have an amendment, we were gonna put it in, we just didn't have time to do it today.
That's right, I got two
So we'll
kids
do
and
that,
took your grand.
all right? So we're putting it in committee.
Well,
And wait a minute.
you have to act on it, I
Okay, so,
believe it's
okay, we're gonna
expiring.
vote,
Yeah.
I apologize, I'm incorrect. We're gonna vote on this today.
You got to vote on the extension,
all right?
yes.
My bad. All right, next one is a local law amending section 2-15-46 of the Code of the City of Utica
So the only-
relating to synthetic cannabis, cannabinoids, synthetic drugs.
We can throw this out. It's gonna be an ordinance, and, the council president will read it into the floor to put it into committee.
So you want this in committee, you're saying? right?
Yeah, but it's not gonna be this piece. It's gonna be changed to an ordinance, not a
Just
local law.
take the names off of this?
Nope, we're just amending it to an ordinance.
There's no name on it now.
And that's
Oh,
it.
all right, okay.
All right, so this is going into committee. All right, there you go.
That's it?
Hang on, no, I got one. I have one here, proposed ordinance 30, ordinance amending section 2-1835 of this Utica City Code to prohibit sitting, standing, climbing, or lying upon monuments, memorials, and commemorative structures in city parks. I think this is long overdue. I think we have people sleeping on our monuments, hanging on our monuments. So this is I hope we can get this, we'll get this passed. I guess we gotta put it in committee today and hopefully we'll pass it next week or next time we meet. All right? Everybody take it, read it and see if you got any comments on it.
And do we do the local law for July 1st for properties? Yeah, there's one, Councilman Lomatico. Did we, for July 1st properties?
All right, is there anything in the city of, in our legislation committee to hold
we
somebody
talk
like to
about it?
pull out?
Councilman Lomatico, did we do the July 1st properties?
Say again, say again?
July 1st,
Sam,
local
I
law
can't
amending
hear.
section 5.022 of the Utica City Charter to confirm the valuation date for real property in the city of Utica to be July 1st. Is that numbered? I
It
think
has
was
to
at
lay on the table.
Okay, so
Yeah.
any discussion
in
on
our
this?
packet?
Yes.
Did I miss it?
Okay.
So right now, all the real property in the city shall be determined annually as of March 1st, and such property shall be valued at the preceding July 1st.
All right, so, is there anything, anybody need to pull anything out of the committee to hold? I hope not. All right, I'd like to close this meeting. Can I get a second?
Second.
All right, meeting's closed.
We got 5 minutes?
Yeah, I'll give you 5
minutes?
We have a motion and a second to open the meeting.
I have a motion. Say second. Say second. We're good.
This meeting will come to order. City clerk will call the roll.
Ayala, Burmaster, Vitar, Carcone, Urban, Beatrice, Wazlewski, Classimo Testa, Lomatico, Jeruzzi, all present.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence for the deceased members of the Common Council. Have a motion and second for waiting for order.
Motion.
Oh, when did you, all right.
Give the sheet.
Where'd you put it, Katie?
Nobody got to sign up yet, so they're all signing it now.
Good evening, everybody. So, I have a proclamation memorialize Mrs. Ann Martin. Whereas Anne Marie Gilio Martin was born in Utica, New York, on July 19th, 1942, to Anthony and Josephine Gilio, living on Bleecker Street, Utica, and later 1805 Baker Ave, Utica. Whereas Anne attended Utica Public Schools and often spoke fondly of her years at Utica Free Academy as a student and a cheerleader. Anne Marie later attended Utica College, where she met her husband of 60 years, Edward J. Martin Jr. The Martins have 5 children: Lisa, Colleen, Edward, Angela, and Anthony. Whereas in 1980, the Martin family, under the leadership of Anne Marie, entered the restaurant business, opening the Village Inn Pancake House, 57 North Genesee Street. Anne Marie was particularly excited about the location and its closeness to the harbor and the possibilities that the harbor presented. Whereas Anne became very active in bringing attention to the Village Inn and to the potential for development around a clean, attractive harbor. Anne became a member, eventually the president of the North Utica Association. Anne Marie contacted New York State Department of Canals, arranged for Betsy the barge to be anchored in the harbor close to the shore to serve as a stage for performances that would draw people to the harbor area and again push for the improvement of the conditions of the harbor. Whereas Anne Marie arranged a small plane to fly over the harbor so that this could produce a video of the entire harbor area. The video would enable greater view of the area and potential for development from a different perspective. This was presented to the mayor's office and Anne Marie. In her common effort, engaged in numerous contacts, meetings with officials who had knowledge of the deteriorating conditions of the harbor. Whereas in 1990, Anne Marie changed the name of her restaurant to Harbor Inn, keeping with her strong feelings for the area. Resolved that the Common Council for the City of Utica does hereby remember and memorialize Anne Marie Martin for all the contributions to our great city and placing an honorary street sign at the intersection of Lee Street and North Genesee Street, declaring the portion of Lee Street named Anne Marie Way, and further resolved that the tribute will forever be a part of the minutes of the Common Council meeting held on August 26th, 2026.
Councilman, can I just get a motion and a second to introduce
motion.
this proposed resolution number 7?
Motion.
Second.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, that's it.
Votes, please.
Vote for me. Okay, let's see.
9 yeas adopted.
Okay. You're all
Yeah, I
set.
want to thank the council. I'm here with Tony Leone and Father Salerno, cousins. Ann was very dedicated, and I said earlier in a pre-meeting, she was about 30 years ahead of the state and National Grid coming in and straighten the harbor out. So that Ann is not with us anymore, but she's looking down very favorable tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you. She's got it.
Can I have a motion and a second to introduce proposed resolution number 13?
Motion.
Second. Honoring Utica Post 229, 2026 American Legion District 5 champions. Players come up.
You can come next to me, you know. Come right behind me. I ain't gonna bite you. Hi, guys. Hi. Here, you're gonna take one piece of it. I'll give you guys some room. Hi, Coach. How are you? Thanks for coming. Sorry it's very hot in here. I apologize to all the audience. The air system must be broke, so we'll get you guys in and out. We'll have a 5-minute convene at the end of this proclamation. That way you guys can take pictures and then head out before we start our regular meeting. So good to see you guys again. Congratulations, and thanks for coming. So this is a proclamation honoring Utica Post 229 American Legion District 5 champions. Whereas the city of Utica is proud to recognize the outstanding accomplishments of Utica Post 229 upon capturing the 2026 American Legion District 5 championship. And whereas this championship represents a remarkable achievement for players, coaches, families, and supporters of Utica Post 229, reflecting their commitment, perseverance, teamwork, discipline, and dedication to the game of baseball. And whereas the 2026 District 5 Championships marks an extraordinary fourth consecutive District 5 title for Utica Post 229, establishing a remarkable four-peat and continuing the program's proud tradition of excellence in American Legion baseball. And whereas under the leadership of manager Greg Gata, along with his assistant coaches and coaching staff, the players of Utica Post 229 have demonstrated their determination, sportsmanship, leadership, and teamwork, and proudly represent us in the city of Utica. And whereas the dedication of manager Greg Gata and the assistant coaches and the entire coaching staff has helped guide these young athletes both on and off the field, providing leadership, instruction, encouragement, and discipline and necessary achievement at the highest level. And whereas American Legion Baseball provides young athletes with the opportunity to develop not only their athletic abilities, but also character, responsibility, discipline, and strong connection to their community. And whereas the continued success of Utica Post 229 is a testament to their dedication and players, manager Greg Gata, the assistant coaches and staff and families who support their collective efforts have established the championship tradition of in the city of Utica. Whereas by last name we'll recognize Michael Bateman, Carter Castronova, Marciano Curley, Anthony DeSaro, Cheeky Emmanuel, Braden Gouger, Rory Hogan, Ronaldo Javier, Michael LePage, Dylan Miller, Ramari Patterson, Leo San Giacomo, Trey San Giacomo, Amari Satchel, Gina Whiteley, Owen Williams, and I just want to make sure I'm not leaving anybody out. And whereas each member of this team contributed to an accomplishment that brings tremendous pride to their families, coaches, and American Legion Baseball. And whereas the city of Utica likes to extend their sincere congratulations on winning the 2026 American Legion District 5 Championship and achieving those ordinary accomplishments in the city of Utica in 2026. So we've had this is the second year in a row that we've been able to honor you. Congratulations. I hope I didn't leave anybody out. Everybody was mentioned? Okay.
Votes, please.
So congratulations, guys.
Votes.
Well, I'm a veteran, and I'm a member of Post 229, and you guys make me very proud. God bless.
You got a vote then. You do?
9 yeas adopted.
Greg, do you want to say anything?
Just thank you Sam for putting us all
Yeah,
together.
absolutely, and thank you guys for coming. I know it's hard, you know, at the end of the summer for you guys to be here, so I want to thank you again for coming. And you guys, all some very familiar faces, some people that Coach Curley, Coach Dritzy, and myself have coached before, so we appreciate them coming, and it's good to see them growing. So, thank you guys.
Can I have a motion and a second
Motion
for a 5-minute,
motion for a 5-minute recess?
to adjourn for 5 minutes? Motion and a second?
Motion.
Okay, adjourn.
We'll get everybody on your way, Alicia.
to presume the meeting?
Motion.
To resume? Is there a motion and a second to dispense the reading of minutes from the previous meeting?
Motion?
Second.
Public comment period allows 3 minutes per speaker. Our first speaker is Michael Fellows. Hi, Michael. Common Council has provided you a copy of Section 3244 Public Comment Period. Are you in agreement?
I have not received it. Can I
It's
get a
right
copy?
there.
Can I get a copy? Okay, thank you. Good evening, members of the council, leadership, and fellow residents. My wife and I, born and raised in Utica, New York, operate our small business at 2644 Genesee Street for nearly a decade. Up until last fall, we maintained a spotless 107-month record of paying our rent on time and treating that property like our own. This month should have been our 10th year anniversary in business. Instead, our doors were closed within the city of Utica, a place we call home. We were forced out, not because of poor business practices, but because we dared to exercise our legal rights as commercial tenants to demand a safe, sanitary, and habitable workspace. For over a year, our landlord ignored persistent, untreated water leaks running directly into our shop from a second-floor bathroom. We were subjected to exposed sewage and raw wastewater dripping onto our ceiling tiles to the floor. We dealt with inadequate cooling that pushed summer temperatures inside our shop to 93 degrees, forcing us to turn clients away. When we finally stood our ground and refused to be ignored, we filed a complaint with the City of Utica Codes Department. We followed that was a swift, aggressive act of illegal landlord retaliation. Within weeks of reporting the violation, we were served with eviction papers. Shortly after, the slumlord lost his case in court of laws everyone must follow. Retaliatory eviction against small businesses and tenants is a systematic crisis across our country. But what happened right here in Utica reveals a deeper local failure. The failure of our city's leadership and code enforcement to hold negligent slumlords accountable. When I turned to the City of Utica Codes Department for help, their response was a revolving door of delays. A notice of order was issued, yet follow-up inspections were pushed off for weeks. Calls to the inspector went completely unanswered. When I spoke directly with leadership at the department and common council regarding bodily fluids coming through our ceiling, I was met with deflection, bureaucracy, while our landlord operated with complete impunity. Code enforcement is not supposed to be a paperwork exercise or a photo op on social media to self-proclaim their accomplishments. Its sole purpose is to enforce local laws, protect health and safety, and hold property owners accountable when they endanger the public. When the City of Utica fails to enforce its own codes with urgency, it sends a clear signal to bad actors. You can neglect your buildings, endanger your tenants, and retaliate against anyone who speaks up without consequence. We lost our livelihood, lost our established location, and absorbed thousands of dollars in moving expenses, loss of income, and debt simply because we asked for basic health standards. We are far from the only ones in this city facing this issue. I am standing here tonight to demand that this council take a hard look at the operations of our codes department. We need proactive code enforcement with actual teeth, strict penalties for retaliatory actions against tenants, and clear accountability for city officials when code violations are left to fester. Utica cannot thrive if small businesses and residents are left unprotected against predatory property owners. Utilize your resources. Protect the people who build this community. And like the Oneida County Health Department stated, they need to do your job. Considering how you forced me to silence my freedom of speech here, I will be releasing full details on this social media where you cannot hide. This is far from over. If city leadership continues to maintain this generational status quo, instead of holding negligent property owners accountable, voters will find representatives who will. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Michael. Our next speaker, Emily Raymond. Emily, Common Council has provided you a copy of Section 3244, public comment period. Are you in agreement?
Yes.
Thank you.
Good evening. And I am Emily. I grew up in Utica, moved away for some time, and then moved back to help my mom. I fully appreciate and understand what Mr. Fellows just expressed, and I hope that all the members of the Common Council, leaders in our city, elected officials, will really pay attention and follow through and act on what he said. I too share similar problems when it comes to codes and codes enforcement. And this is not to point the finger at any one particular individual or the department, but clearly something needs to be done, okay? Now, I'm here to just share a quick concern about the folks with housing visions who I guess are seeking money or time to revitalize, fix up the units that they have throughout the city. I do have a complaint. I drive up and down the streets in my neighborhood every day, and I see these units that are occupied by people who, you know, receive subsidies and taxpayer assistance, and they live in these developments, these not-for-profit owned structures, but they don't always take care of their properties. And I tend to think that it's because the management with places like Housing Visions doesn't provide enough supervision, okay? My big thing has always been, I've talked a few times in the past, curb appeal, blight, you know, it matters. And I just hope that with Housing Visions and/or whoever else is looking for money and we're subsidizing them in one way or another, that they're a little stronger about going in there and making sure that, you know, the tenants are taking care of their units and not just showing us all their blight. So that is it. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker, Nathan Longton. Nathan, Common Council has provided you a copy of Section 3244, public comment period. Are you in agreement?
Yeah, my first time here, so. Hello, my name is Nathan Longton. I'm the founder of the Utica Volunteer Corps. I go around Utica cleaning up overgrown properties, overtrashed properties, and I coexist with Heather here and Gene Allen whenever I can, you know. Yeah, I remember Proctor. Yeah, Donovan, yes. But I go around and do the worst of the worst, the most drug-addicted areas, most dangerous areas that you'll never see parks ever go. I first started doing this in the pedestrian bridge, picking up 100 needles while parks drove by and seeing me have piles and piles of garbage. Just act like nothing. I'm like, can you just do something? I work with Heather and Gene as much as I possibly can, and I talked to them about ideas we could do, like, hey, we talked about street signs that are faded, damaged, street lights, and it'd be nice to see the department engineer drive around with trucks with brand new street signs, doing a grid square of replacing street signs. There's a lot of street lights, like especially on Mohawk Street, that are well past expiration date. That needs to get replaced. Sometimes those minor little things will make the city great. Just that little bits of goodness can make the city beautiful again. And that little bit of us coming together as a community, Just going around your block, pick up a piece of garbage. It brings us the actual dignity this city actually needs. Us unifying to each other, showing love to each other, no matter what you are, who you are, and what you believe in. Just bring dignity and love to each other, no matter what. Okay? So I want to say, guys, hope you all enjoy the rest of your day and have a lovely night.
Thank you, Nathan. Our next speaker, Kay Clow. Hi, Kay. Common Council has provided you a copy of Section 3244, Public Comment Period. Are you in agreement? Thank you.
It has been 2 years after Nyamwe, a reckoning for Utica. It has been 2 years since Nyamwe was killed, and in that time, Patrick Husney has received an Honorable Service Award and a promotion to sergeant. This is not justice. This is a display of complicity by the Utica Police Department and the city administration. You have shown us exactly what the system values, the career of a police officer over the life of a 13-year-old child. It is a disgrace. Our community is still as devastated as we were on the day Nyamwe was killed by Patrick Husney and his fellow officers. Officers Patrick Husney, Andrew Citrini, and Bryce Patterson received the recognition they sought for their professional service. Police Chief Mark Williams and Mayor Mike Galimi have overseen this administration's response. But at what cost? Your administration will be remembered as the first in New York's history to have a police killed a 13-year-old Karen refugee child and then reward this killer. That is your legacy. Today, we are here because Patrick Husney is being rewarded for his professional service, but his reckless and violent actions on the day of Nyamwe's death were despicable. Our community does not understand why he is still able to perform his duties as a police officer after those actions, never mind getting awards for it. Our young people have learned that police are dangerous and that they can shoot you in cold blood on the street and reap rewards for it. Parents are terrified, elders are anxious and sad, saying they wish they had never come to this country or this city. My life has been changed forever because of this tragedy. This event of Patrick Husney's award makes me feel even worse. It is like pouring salt into a wound that is being felt by all the Karen people, the refugees, the immigrants, and all our friends and allies in this city. Today, August 26, 2026, a judge dismissed your motion to dismiss, allowing the case against Husney and others to move forward. Why are you rewarding the officers when there is an open case related to their behavior? Accountability is finally knocking at your door, but transparency, that still appears to be a closed one. When you search for Utica Police Department personnel records on their website, you'll find this message. As of January 23, 2025, Utica Police Department personnel records are undergoing updates to maintain accurate content for public access. We appreciate your patience while we undergo the maintenance process for all our publicly available records. Mayor Mike Galimi has spoken out about transparency. It is now August 2026. If you truly stand by your word, make those records public. Let the community see what is happening behind closed doors. A safe community is not just about policing. It is about access to affordable and safe housing, healthcare, mental health support, nutritious food, reliable transportation, and green spaces. These are the foundations of safety. Research consistently shows that when basic needs are met, crime rates decline. Yet the children we work with have given Utica a heartbreaking name, Utica Shootica. That is how they feel about their home. They deserve better. They deserve to feel happy and safe in the city they live in. If you truly care about this community, you would do everything in your power to understand the many cultures of people who live here and do everything you can to meet people's basic needs. Your decisions have real, tangible impact on the families who call Utica home. Instead of spending time responding to Facebook posts, dismissing criticism, or stalking political opponents, this administration should take those concerns seriously and act on them. This is about one thing. Are you working to improve people's lives or worsen them? Stop playing games with people's futures. You claim to care, yet basic protections like good cause eviction, which shield low-income and vulnerable tenants, remain up for debate. This is everything. Our community wants to open up communication and start a conversation about how things are going. Please put us on your list of individuals and groups of people who are concerned about the drugs, violence, homelessness, discrimination, and police violence that we see plainly every day on our main streets. We are watching, we are waiting for justice. We are waiting for the city of Utica to reach out to our community, to acknowledge what happened, and to apologize. We are hoping that the city will help us help ourselves to fund the programs and institutions that support our youth and our elders when no one is willing. We will never get the lessons we learned from Yamway, that the police of Utica shot a child from a community, that they made no effort to learn about our problems and cultures, and that our city, which claims
Okay,
to
you're
love
gonna have to
refugees,
finish up,
has
please.
done little to prove it. We will not forget this tragedy was avoidable. We will not forget how an officer sworn to protect us killed our child and was promoted for his conduct. Utica is our home. We want to love it and be proud of it. We try to make it a better place. We want to work with other people who feel the same way. This can be through the Refugee Center or through the Midtown Utica Community Center or through ethnic organizations that work to act as a bridge between the city and the quarter of its people. We wish that you would take our experiences into account. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Our next speaker, Shatasha Edwards. Shatasha Edwards. Okay. Next one, Sanya. Senya, S-E-N-Y-A. That's it. Common Council has provided you a copy of Section 3244 Public Comment Period. Are you in agreement?
Yes.
Thank you.
My name is Sanya Bequi. I work for Citizen Action of New York. We've been to the Common Council a few times before to talk about housing policy in Utica, namely passing good cause. I want to talk today about how Utica has some of the oldest housing stock in all of New York State, which itself has the oldest housing stock in the country. Much of it is in disrepair. This depresses property values across the board, even for people who maintain their properties well, and it makes it harder for businesses to attract skilled workers because nobody wants to live in an economically depressing environment. Depressing property values also attract absentee landlords and slumlords, of which Utica has many, as you've heard about earlier today. This presents a problem with enforcement and accountability. Low property values mean less city and county revenue, which create other problems like poorly maintained roads and an aging sewer system. This is a problem that many cities in upstate New York face. Utica also has a lead problem which disproportionately affects the poorest residents of the city. But it reaches out to all of us because we all feel the impact of this in violence rates that are escalating and violence that is increasing all across the city, also depressing economic values, property values, and people's desire to live here. The city has an option to work on these, but there is no single miracle solution. Cities have a choice to adopt policies that will work towards the betterment of all of its residents' values, not just the ones that have a larger impact, like landlords, but the people who they also represent, like tenants. Utica is a city of over 50% tenants. The City Council, the Common Council, could take advantage of the incentives offered by Good Cause to modify the incentives for landlords to bring their properties up to code, which would grant an exception for landlords to Good Cause and grant them a certificate of occupancy, would get them exemption for 30 years. This would have multiple benefits to the city as a whole, from bringing up property values, like I mentioned, to fixing roads, to affecting the lead problem. The city has a choice to offer programs to landlords to bring their housing up to code and get better impacts for all of our tenants who struggle both with accountability from absentee landlords who don't face any accountability when they don't have to, when they're not in a position in the city to be held accountable by the codes department. So there's a lot of problems that all coalesce on each other, from people being upset about property values going down. We hear people talk about how upset they are at seeing unhoused people on the streets. Again, these are all issues that are connected, and if we actually want to address them totally, we should work on solutions like Good Cause, which is very simple, protects tenants, doesn't do anything against to harm landlords, still gives them the ability to evict tenants who are not following their lease, who are destroying property, anything like that. We've talked to the city about doing things like offering tenant and landlord workshops where both sides can learn about how they can work together to have things like less evictions going through city courts and more of the money going back into the city itself. Good Cause is an example of a comprehensive solution that the city of Utica can take to address a lot of the concerns that the citizens face. Thank you.
Thank you. Clara O'Brien. Clara, the Common Council has provided you a copy of Section 3244, public comment period. Are you in agreement?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Clara. I live and work in downtown Utica. I was born in a rent-stabilized apartment on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. When my mother, sister, and I moved to the burbs, my father took over the lease. I moved back when I was 14 so I could go to the Bronx Science, an elite public high school that still opens doors for me to this day. After a year at a small liberal arts school in Dutchess County, I transferred to Columbia University and moved back into the apartment so that I could graduate with less debt. 2 years out of law school, working 80-hour weeks at my dream job at a Wall Street firm, I was diagnosed with an incurable progressive illness that, if you're lucky, will take only a decade or so off your life. 6 years later, I had walked away from a lucrative career, and despite trying many medications and therapies, was still impaired. My doctor recommended a last resort treatment with Columbia doctors at Rockefeller Center. Again, I moved back into my father's apartment. That treatment saved my life. I returned to the practice of law and am again supporting myself with work I enjoy and am good at. Because I was lucky enough to be born in a city that has made a lot of people very wealthy, but has also supported its middle and working classes. My father, a retired university professor, was able to hold on to an apartment that made my education, career, and survival to age 49 possible. Serious illness does not discriminate. It hits all families, whatever your race, whatever your income, whatever your status. There's no protection against bumps in life. If the council is serious about reducing blight and homelessness, serious about making Utica a better place to live, please give residents the baseline tools that make it possible to overcome life's hurdles, like housing stability, by opting into the state good cause law. Thank you.
Thank you. There's no communication from the mayor. Report of city officers. Oh, Francis, I'm sorry, buddy. I had you at the top of the list. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, buddy. I had you at number one, and I left it. Francis, Common Council provided you a copy of Section 3244, public comment period.
Yes.
Yep, go ahead, buddy.
Attention, attention. A Utica is becoming more dangerous every day without having contracts being signed. The threat of less firefighters for action that has been occurring at an astounding rate this year. Need more firefighters, not less. Same with the police. I had to say what I had to say on that at the mayor's hearing to exempt the police residency requirement. Still have the South Utica Fire Department down. How about plans for a new one? New station. Stop putting Band-Aids on something that should have been done years ago. This will require a big bond, and the city needs credit for that bond. Utica Corporation Council and Urban should take a look at the property right across the street. This takes years in the making, but I could see it. To owners of New Hartford, please donate the land with a clause for a new fire station. Maybe this will drive for the safety of your fellow community. In times of need, they do rely on each other. Public safety is a must. Without it, businesses and residents will leave instead of come to Utica. Utica thrived like it once did back in the 1930s. Another focus needs to be on the youth. Get them more involved in public service. We need more junior academies, police, fire, engineering, DPW, codes, etc. In order to protect the youth from going down the wrong path, I say it's time to get a peaceful protest going in front of the United Square stores. New York has made cannabis legal. Why are you still smoking that poison? Never knowing what chemicals they use. Most are known to cause psychological effects. Anti-Percenti did announce a ban on synthetic cannabinoids. This is public health order will hopefully reduce the access to that poison. If this does not work, I say march. I will have more updates next week, but apparently not. They want to cancel the meeting. Until then, start pushing your local representatives straight up to Congress. Speak out. Don't be silent. Thank you.
Thank you, Francis. We do not have communication from the mayor. Report of city officers. Do you want to speak, Judge? The judge wants to speak.
I informed one of the councilmen of something in this district the last time we met, and I think it's something I did not read about in the newspaper, did not hear on television, but I think it's of interest to every citizen of the city of Utica, especially those who have lived here a long time. The Mohawk Valley Water Authority passed a resolution recently where they engaged a engineering company for the disposition of the 3 remaining reservoirs that are on the parkway. Those reservoirs, which we all know are the home of thousands of birds who come and go every year for as long as I can remember, and also are part of a scenic part of the city of Utica. The water company doesn't belong to us, and they can do whatever they wish. But I think we deserve, as the citizens of Utica, although we don't own the company anymore, we deserve to be informed that something that's been part of our lives for a century is going to disappear. And what's going to go in its place, because it covers a lot of territory up there, those 3 reservoirs. One was discontinued some years ago. So here's the resolution. I have it here. I sent Mr. Councilman Carcone's district and part of the district number 3, because number 3 looks at it. The residents there and everybody goes to Valley View and has dinner, etc. Anyway, I think it was worth a note to you that I fulfilled my promise to Mr. Carcone that I would inform him of the resolution and I have a copy of it. And I think the common members of the Common Council, who have no authority in this regard, should at least, when they're asked by their constituents if that's true or what it's all about, I think somebody should have told them, and so I'm telling them. I have no editorial comment regarding that. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Judge. Report of city officers. We'll start with Captain Curley from the UPD.
Nothing, thank you.
Thank you. Fire Chief Angersall from the Fire Department.
Yeah, I'm happy to announce that we hired 14 new firefighters last Monday, bringing our complement up to 130 personnel, which is fantastic. Out of those 14 firefighters, 9 of them are Fire Academy graduates, and 1 is coming from another career fire department in Massachusetts. They will be starting field orientation next week, which is great news for us, and they'll be hitting the streets early October. The fire department responded to over 1,400 calls for assistance in July, with over 700 transports to the local hospital. Obviously, there's been several fires in the early months of August. Thanks in partnership with Utica Police, we have successfully made an arrest in several of those cases. Goes to a felony hearing tomorrow. So UPD, thank you for the partnership on that, and hopefully that'll calm down some of the exterior fires that we've been seeing. That's it.
Thank you, Chief. Stephanie DeGiorgio, Corporation Counsel.
Nothing to report.
Brian Thomas, Urban Renewal.
The city was awarded a $4.5 million New York Forward grant by the state several months ago for the Uptown District. The LPC, the Local Planning Committee, for that effort met and today released an open call for applications seeking funding for that $4.5 million. There is, I think, right in our lobby, hard copies of the application along with a box where the applications can be submitted, but you can also do it online. So I would encourage anyone who has a project in that district, in or around that district, to submit an application.
Thank you, Brian.
Brian, what's some of the things that they could request?
Private businesses, if they have expansion plans, can request funding to improve their buildings or make additions to their buildings. There's funding for not-for-profits to assist them, and there will be funding for the city for public projects. So it really runs the gamut.
Other than this, is there a way that we can let the citizens and the business owners in South Utica know that this is available?
Yeah, we will be advertising through social media, standard media, any number of ways.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. We do have a cash report.
City of Utica cash report for June 2026 totals $23.978 million. Received and filed.
Petitions, remonstrances, and appeals. First District Council Member Katie Al.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. You know, last week, I think it was, we had an Oneida Square meeting. Thank you to the Oneida Districts Arts Association hosting it at the library, and a lot of good conversation came up. One thing I always hear about is codes, and something I shared there, I want to put on the record here. One of my favorite features on the city website, if you go to cityofutica.com, scroll over to, it's the public service portal. And that'll take you to a link, and you'll see something called public dashboards, and you can actually enter in any city address, and you can see a whole list of citations from codes there. You can see permits. It's all public, easy, accessible. And I provide that because a lot of times people see a codes issue, and they wonder what's happening, and they just assume it's codes didn't cite it. And really, there's tons of variables. The judge it could be sitting in court, the judge could just not agree with us. There's a lot of hoops, and I don't say that to dismiss anybody's concerns, but rather also educate that that might not be the sticking point that you're looking for the solution from is in the codes department, but there's other avenues to keep pursuing. And I thank you for everybody wanting to take on the fight of attacking the blight in our city. So that is all I have today. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Second District Council Member Robert Burmaster.
Thank you, Mr. President. The only thing I have is West Utica Neighbor Association resumes. They didn't do it in July and August. I hope everybody had a good summer, and I'm looking forward to meeting the residents back on the, I believe it's the 9th of September at 6 p.m. at Irish Culture Center.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
3rd District Council Member, President Pro Temp and Committee of the Whole Chair, Joseph Bitar.
Thank you, Mr. President. Nothing to pass tonight. Just want to thank everyone for coming and those who spoke at public comment. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. 4th District Council Member, Frank Carcone.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank the police department. They responded to a few requests that I had. A couple older people were really worried. I called them and they got there right away. And they were very appreciative, so thank you.
5th District Council Member, Venice Urban.
Thank you, Mr. President. Our Neighborhood of Black Association meeting will be held. We'll be starting back up again the second Tuesday in September. If anybody's been down West Street or across James Street, they probably see that the Impact Center construction is going on. They're going along pretty good. It's not supposed to be completed on West Street till I think 2028, and the one on James Street should be done by 2027, I believe. But they've been working pretty good. Pike, I think it's Pike Construction is doing the construction. So be careful when you're going down West Street. It's a little bumpy from the heavy equipment, you know, tearing the road up a little bit, but that's been going on for probably a couple months now. So it should be completed in a year or two. So that's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you, Council Member. 6th District Council Member, Joseph Beatrice.
Thank you, Mr. President. The only thing, again, I want to reiterate, thanks everybody in attendance who came tonight, everybody public speaking, and the public comment. Appreciate everybody coming out there. And Judge, thank you for that informative thing about the reservoirs. Appreciate that. And lastly, the last thing I want to say is I want to thank all the department heads, from the mayor's chief of staff to the police chief, the fire chief, everybody else who I can call. I got to say, you can say whatever you want, but they answer the phone, and 9 out of 10 times my requests are taken care of, and I appreciate all the work that you guys do. It makes our job a little bit easier. Thank you. That's all I have tonight.
Thank you, Council Member. Council Member at Large, Heather Wesluski.
I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight who did public comment. It's never easy to come up and speak in front of people. And for Kay, thank you for coming forward today with that. And everybody for Good Cause, and everybody else who's come in. I appreciate you. I did get a text message. It was an emergency from my son. He lost his tooth, so he's looking at me right now. I see you, buddy. And thank you, everybody, for coming up tonight.
Thank you. Council Member at Large, Minority Leader Samantha Colissimo Testa.
I've got nothing to report.
Thank you. Council Member at Large and Majority Leader Jack Medical.
Well, first of all, I would thank everybody for coming, and I appreciate you coming up here and speaking. We appreciate it, and we take it in and we do listen. But I'll keep it short because we have a ton of things on our agenda today, and hope to see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Member. We have a motion and second to place proposed resolution number 1 into committee.
Motion.
I'll second.
Anyone opposed? Commit. Motion and second to place proposed ordinance number 2 into committee.
You could put 2 and 3 into committee.
Yep, got a motion and a
Motion.
second for that.
I'll second it.
Okay. Anyone opposed? Commit. Have a motion and second to introduce proposed resolution number 4.
Motion.
I'll make a motion.
Oh, wait.
Are we going to put
So
that in
if
committee?
I-
You made a motion.
no,
I thought you made a
actually, I'm
motion.
not.
Joe seconded it.
Okay.
Got to take your votes on this, please.
Yep.
I will be voting no on this.
For reminding the rest of the council.
6 nays defeated.
Motion and second to introduce proposed ordinance number 5.
Motion.
E&A transfer fiscal year 2025-26, be it ordained that the controller for the city of Utica is hereby authorized and directed to make the following transfer of funds $39,800. Can I have your votes, please?
9 yeas adopted.
Can I have a motion and a second to introduce proposed resolution number 6?
I'll make a motion, I'll make a motion to amend. I gotta strike out the last 1, 2, 3, 4, further resolves and have it state that be it further resolved that the common council respectfully asks, BJ's Wholesale to stay in the North Utica location. And then the last, finally, be it finally resolved that a certified copy of this resolution be provided to the appropriate economic development officials and representatives of BJ's Wholesale.
Votes on the amendment?
Mr. President, for those in the audience, my light is out.
So is mine.
On my box, just a heads up.
Yeah.
We are voting.
So 9 yeas amended?
Yep. So a resolution.
No, you gotta get your votes now.
Votes again?
On the amended piece. Motion to move and be charged.
Votes, please. 9 yeas adopted.
Motion and second, I think to place proposed ordinance number 8 into committee. Are you going to vote on that?
Motion to move.
Okay. Motion second, ordinance waiving residency requirement for the position of GIS analyst. Whereas Audrey Alex is currently employed by the city of Utica as a GIS analyst, and in that capacity, she is responsible for the city's GIS mapping system. Whereas since working for the city of Utica, her work and skills on several city initiatives have saved the city significant amounts of money. Whereas the individual currently resides in the city but would like to relocate outside the city limits. Whereas the individual would authorize the common council by ordinance to waive the residency requirement. Further ordain this waiver applies to the individual in this position only and will not be applicable to any future applicants for the position unless otherwise determined by the ordinance of the common council. Votes, please.
9 yeas adopted.
Can I have a motion and second to introduce proposed resolution number 9?
Motion.
Thank you.
A resolution authorizing the execution of a brownfield cleanup program agreement. Whereas contamination on the site has been identified resulting from historical industrial operations. Whereas entering into the state brownfield cleanup agreement will facilitate and remediation, potential redevelopment, and return of the site to the tax rolls while securing statutory liability protections for the city. Votes, please.
9 yeas adopted.
Motion and a second to introduce proposed ordinance number 10.
Motion.
Thank you.
Ordinance authorizing sale of 8 code enforcement department vehicles. Votes, please.
9 yeas adopted.
Motion and second to introduce proposed ordinance number 11.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to introduce ordinance number 11 and also make an amendment that the owner of the property is Adirondack Railroad.
Can I have a second?
That's an amendment.
Motion and second on amendments and the votes on that.
9 yeas to amend, and your votes, please.
All the votes?
9 yeas adopted.
Sorry. Can I have a motion and a second to introduce proposed resolution number 12?
Motion.
Second, resolution approving shelter rent agreement for Mayfield.
Jack, are you second?
Yeah. Reforge Housing Development Fund Corporation. Votes, please.
I'd like to say something on my vote.
Yeah.
I will be voting yes on this, but I hope, and I forgot to mention it while they were here, but I hope that the construction workers and the construction company that is going to be doing all the work on this is a local company, so we can employ our people in the city in the area here instead of coming out of Syracuse.
Thank you, Councilmember. Votes, please.
9 yeas adopted.
A motion and a second to introduce proposed resolution number 14.
Motion.
Second,
Thank you.
a resolution authorizing adjustment to the 2026-27 solid waste service charge. Guys, pursuant to Section 1, Subdivision 12 of Local Law Number 1 of 1990, a person may appeal a determination made regarding the levy of the solid waste service charge. Be it resolved, the Common Council of the City of Utica hereby approves the applications for adjustments to the City of Utica solid waste service charge for the fiscal year 2026-2027. Votes, please.
9 yeas adopted.
A motion and a second to introduce proposed ordinance number 15.
Motion.
Thank you.
Intersections where stop required be ordained that Section 216-358 Scheduled C intersections where stop required be amended to include the following: Oneida Street and Clinton Place, four-way stop at each intersection. Be it further ordained that the proper signage be erected. Votes, please.
Nine yeas adopted.
A motion and second to introduce proposed ordinance number 16.
Motion.
Second.
Thank you.
E&A transfer fiscal year 2026-2027, $50,000 explanation transfer to cover security contract for City Hall entrance, $7,083.33 per month for the remainder of the budget, 7 months. Votes, please.
9 yeas adopted.
Motion and second to introduce proposed resolution number 17.
Motion.
Second.
Thank you.
Grant application National Fitness Campaign, whereas the City of Utica has submitted a grant application to National Fitness Campaign for participation in the 2026 initiative to install, activate outdoor fitness courts in over 1,000 municipalities and schools across the country. Votes, please.
9 yeas adopted.
Motion and second to introduce proposed resolution number 18.
Motion.
Second, do you have to make an amendment on
Yeah.
when the date is?
Okay, have a motion and second for the amendment.
Motion, motion to amend for the first line to be August 25th and the second line to be September 16th.
They can't be August 25th.
Wasn't it yesterday?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
You did it yesterday?
Yeah, they met yesterday.
Planning board.
Oh,
so-
I'm sorry, it should have been,
Yeah, the planning board recommendation can be for yesterday.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. And then September 16th is our next regularly scheduled meeting for the public
oh,
hearing.
that should have already been.
We're good.
Motion. Second.
So vote on the amendment.
Votes on the amendment, please.
9 yeas amended, and your votes, please.
Votes on the resolution provided for public hearing.
Votes, please.
So 19th through 25th, is it chicken?
All the votes, council members?
Yeah.
9 yeas adopted.
Motion and second for proposed ordinance number 19.
No. I think 19 through 25 we didn't want to introduce.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Unless
Yep.
people
No.
had.
I think we did
What?
21, didn't we?
We want to
Nine-
We did
19
21.
19 and 20 are part of the first that
Sorry,
you
thank
just.
you. A motion to commit that, or
That's all right.
pass?
Okay, do we have a motion and second?
Second.
Yeah, ordinance amending section 229 of the Utica City Code of Ordinances.
Was this to commit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Committee.
Okay, can I have a
Sorry,
motion?
hearing.
Motion and second to place in the committee?
Second.
Anyone opposed? Nope.
Yeah, sorry
Commit.
about that.
Is 20 going into committee too?
Yes.
Yep.
Motion to commit?
Second. Second.
Yep.
Thank you.
Anyone opposed? Nope, commit. So we're gonna skip to proposed resolution number 26. Can I have a motion and a second to introduce?
Second.
Yep, resolution canceling the September 2nd, 2026 Common Council meeting. Votes, please.
Mr. President, can I say something on this?
Yeah.
So I have no problem canceling that meeting because what's going on, but I just ask all you guys next year that we don't do what we did this year, having a meeting the first week in July and the last week in August. Way too much time in between. We need to have it, you know, for example, the second week in July, second week in August, and then we're not, you know, if there's an emergency meeting. But to do what we did this year, yeah, it was nice, but it's really not justice. To me, in my opinion, I don't think that's the right way to do it. We should have it one meeting, 3 or 4 weeks in between. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. Votes?
8 yeas adopted.
Motion and a second to introduce proposed resolution number 27.
Motion?
Authorizing sale of beer and wine to St. Anthony's and St. Agnes Church. Date Saturday, September 26, 2026, 5 to 10. Sunday, September 27, from 12 to 3. Location, St. Anthony, St. Agnes Church, 422 Tilden Avenue, Utica, New York, 13501. Votes, please.
9 yeas adopted.
Can I have a motion and a second to place proposed ordinance number 28 into committee?
Motion to commit?
Second.
Anyone opposed? Commit. Can I have a motion and a second to introduce proposed ordinance 29?
Motion?
Second.
Thank you.
An ordinance extending moratorium on the battery storage facilities in the city of Utica. Votes, please.
Nine yeas adopted.
Can I have a motion and a second to introduce proposed ordinance number 30?
Motion.
Yep.
Wait, which one is 30?
This is 30.
Oh, the structured ones?
Yep.
Are we committing or
So what is it?
motion to,
Are we
What'd she call it?
proposed ordinance number 30?
for the monuments?
Yeah, ordinance amending section 2.
Motion to commit?
Are we placing it in committee?
Yes.
Kevin?
I need a second.
I need a second. Anyone opposed? Commit. Motion and a second to introduce proposed ordinance number 31.
Arthur Blanken.
That would be that's the
The
local law.
synthetic can
For,
Okay, yes. Yeah, he's got to read it into the record.
wait, for the
Because
cannabis one?
it's a local law for the synthetic marijuana.
I'm
But I had
motioning to commit.
Yeah, understandable, Katie, but I had to change it from a local law to an ordinance.
Sure.
So that's why I have to have him read it into the record as an ordinance, because I only have the local law in front
Oh,
of
you
me.
did the ordinance part, okay, yeah, yeah.
We didn't vote on it, did we? No, they put it in committee. What?
Oh, we could just leave the legislature to
Yeah, it went into.
The thing's 33 pages long. I
synthetic
mean,
cannabinoids, synthetic drugs. The purpose of this section is to prohibit the unlawful manufacture, sale, offering for sale, distribution, furnishing, delivery, and possession of synthetic cannabinoids and other synthetic substances within the city of Utica, including products commonly marketed or known as K2, spice, synthetic marijuana, fake marijuana, deuce, or by any other name. Definitions for purpose of this section, the following words and phrases shall all have meanings. Cannabis should have the meaning established by applicable to New York State. Votes, please.
Council, just to let you know that the new ordinance, there was a new local law that was submitted with an updated component that has the nuisance abatement tied to it, and also the testing component. So that was updated, so just take a look at it, and we just, like I said, had to change it from a local law to an ordinance.
You're just committed.
Sam, the monument one, why
And
didn't we
then
put that in
the
committee?
motion to table local
Why
law
didn't we vote that on that?
6?
Can I have a motion and a second?
Should have voted on that.
We got it?
Jack, why'd we do that?
A local law amending section 5.022 of the City of Utica Charter to confirm the valuation of date for the real property in the City of Utica to be July 1st, be it enacted by the Common Council of the City of Utica, Section 1, Section 5.022 of the Utica City Charter, is hereby amended to read as follows. In the manner provided in the real property tax law or other general laws of the state relative to the listing, valuation, and assessment of property for purposes of taxation, the assessor shall proceed to make correct review, complete, and verify the assessment rolls for the city. The taxable status of real property in the city hall should be determined annually as of March 1st, and such property should be valued as of the preceding July 1st. The annual assessment of property in the city for the succeeding fiscal year should be made by the assessor by March 1st, and the tentative assessment rolls should be completed on or before May 1st. The assessor should cause the notice of completion of tentative assessment roll to be published as required by law. The notice shall specify the fourth Tuesday in May as the date on which the Board of Assessment and Review shall meet to hear complaints in relation to assessments. Such day should be known as grievance day. Upon the day so designated, the Board of Assessment and Review shall meet and act in conformity with the notice. Upon the completion and verification of the final assessment roll, it should be filed on or before July 1st with the city clerk, there to remain 10 days for public inspection. A separate assessment roll should be made for each ward prepared as prescribed by the real property tax law, except that it shall contain a column for the insertion of the city tax. Upon levy of the city tax by the Common Council, the assessor shall make one copy of each of the rolls containing the city tax and deliver the same to the city treasurer. Section 2, this local law should become effective immediately in accordance with municipal home rule law. Votes, please. It's just tabled? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else? Yeah.
9 yeas to table.
Council, one thing before we adjourn, that there is a fee schedule for the bail bailiffs that we should probably figure out.
I can't hear you.
First, the ski chalet, that we've got to figure out those rates
Okay.
before the start of the year. I mean, this has been since February. Nobody else has submitted anything else. But we got to get this done. And I think just for the confusion purposes of people that want to ski there. So, that's all. Thank you.
Are we
Motion.
calling for a meeting, for a committee meeting for September 16th at 5 p.m.?
And I'm going to call a committee meeting if you guys want to call one, but I'm calling another one because I've got too many pieces before that meeting. I'll let you know the date. I'll send out a notice.
All right, if I may, Mr. President, I just want to,
Absolutely.
just because of the piece regarding valuations and assessment, I want to put back on everyone's radar the senior property tax exemption. It reminds me because the taxable status has to be determined by March 1st. So if we could have a committee meeting on that at some point, look at that, answer any questions, and hopefully pass it this year so the city has time to transition into the new proposed numbers that are currently on the
September
table.
9th.
I don't know if I could do some.
Meeting on a Tuesday like we did
I-
last week.
We could do it whatever day. I just want to put it back on everyone's radar because of
Joe,
because
give
of
us
this
a
piece.
couple, give us a couple dates. You set up the dates.
Yeah, Joe, because there's other pieces that I want to discuss, and I don't want to do it the day of the council meeting, because obviously you just seen what chaotic
No, look,
mess
that's
that we just went
that's
through
fine.
today.
It's not that I'm just putting this back on everyone's radar
Yeah,
because
I'll
of the
let you-
piece.
I
we
could
got.
do Wednesday, September 9th, or Tuesday, September 15th.
I got to look at my schedule. I can't tell you right off the top of my head, and that's the day before the council meeting. I don't want to do it. We'll discuss it.
We'll send an email
Got to
out.
invite other people. and
Motion to
stuff like that.
adjourn?
Can I get a second? Adjourn.